Hey guys, it's Robyn, your independent Scentzy consultant. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today I have got a very long, what I've been warming video. I haven't had a chance to film one of these in a couple weeks, maybe a few weeks. There was one period of warming that actually didn't make it to a video, but this is the last like 3 weeks probably in my house. So this is a lot of wax that I've been through, and I just make these videos to share what I've been warming, what worked well where, what things smelled like on warm, so you might decide what you might want to try or where you might want to warm things that are in your stash. So this will be a longer video, so maybe grab a drink or a snack or something. But yeah, we are well into the fall catalog now. It is officially fall catalog season time. The harvest collection is out. The sunflower fragrance flowers have already sold out, but they are being restocked sometime in October. So if you were hoping to get one of those and didn't get a chance to, October is what we're being told. They will be back. It feels like a lot of you guys are really excited for fall. I know I am. I stayed up and placed a really big order on September 1st, and I know many of you guys did as well. So those will start shipping soon, hopefully, and we can get our goodies into our hands and start sniffing and melting them. It has actually turned drastically fallish where I am. We are now like close to freezing overnight, and the leaves are very much turning. So fall is coming, at least in northern Canada, and hopefully somewhere near you soon. All right, so I have mostly Scentzy here today. I've got a few Teddy Bees things. I'm gonna go room by room, which is what I usually do. So we'll start with my open layout because that's the pile closest to me here. I did Frosted Cinnamon Roll, which is our September scent of the month, and this one has been a standout. I love it. If you're a bakery fan, this is an absolute must try. It's a great performer. It is sweet and frosting-y with also a bit of bakery cinnamon and like maybe just a little bit of dough. Like there's something bakery here. I don't know that it's dough, but it's something bakery. But it's sweet and gooey and spiced and not overly hot spice. It's like bakery spice. It's lovely. So if you like cinnamon buns or cinnamon bun scents or just cinnamon and bakery scents combined, you really need to try this one. It is 10% off this month. I highly recommend. I'll be clubbing this one for sure. This is going in my club and probably never coming out. So that's a winner. Love it. And that one lasts at least a full 24 hours in my open layout, and it does a good solid medium to medium plus intensity. It's a very good bar. Next, I did a mix, and I mixed half a bar of Forever Fall with half a bar of Almond Croissant. I did these in alternating warmers. So I did 2 warmers with Almond Croissant and 2 warmers with Forever Fall in my open layout, kind of just spaced around. Now, Almond Croissant is buttery croissant, cinnamon sugar, and it is delicious and like almond. This one is a retired bar. It's in my club. It is like cinnamon sugar bakery. It is a nice all year round bakery scent. So this was a couple weeks ago where it was still pretty warm out, and I didn't really want the full brunt of Forever Fall because this is a harvest collection bar that is currently available. And this one is a very deep, dark brown sugar, kind of squashy, kind of like sweet and very fall, very saturated, intense scent on the bakery side. And I thought this was a kind of a nice light one. This might just balance out Forever Fall a little bit and make it a bit lighter for the warmer weather. I don't know what happened here. The Almond Croissant is a bar I love on its own, and Forever Fall, when I warmed this on its own a couple weeks ago, or maybe a few weeks ago, when I first warmed this, I did a full bar in my open layout, and I loved it. It was amazing. It would have been club worthy, fantastic performer, smelled fantastic, cozy, homey. When I did half and half and mixed these together, these just didn't work. I don't know if it was the mix or if my nose didn't like Forever Fall anymore, but it did not smell great. There was something odd and off and a little off-putting. It wasn't good. And I've had a few people say that they've struggled with Forever Fall as well, getting kind of off notes from it. So this one might be a depends what your nose smells type of bar. Because the first time I warmed this, I absolutely loved it. The second time, I don't know that I would get more. I do want to try this again though on its own again to see if I get that note again, because if I don't, this I really do like. But if I do, it just may be one of those bars that, I don't know. So this one is worth a try if you like brown sugar bakery type scents and you're okay with a pretty squashy pumpkin. Not raw pumpkin, but baked pumpkin. Definitely a baked pumpkin that's been split in half, brown sugar, put on top and baked. I wouldn't necessarily mix it though. I think that's where I may have gone wrong. So we'll see. I'll try this again without mixing it because yeah, this one, I'm not sure. This one though, absolute love in my club for the long haul. Then I did one that I like to do in kind of late August, and that is Blue Sage and Tonka. This is one that was in the spring summer catalog. It was historically a fall winter scent. I don't think we're going to be seeing this back. I kind of think this was its last kick at the can. I did stock up on a couple bars before it went away, but this one was like, was it black lavender? No, blue sage, black lavender, and Tonka. And this is a very soothing, herbal, just pretty, very, very slightly masculine scent. Not cologne-y, but masculine. But just kind of herbal and soothing. I really, really like this one. This one is a perfect, like, end of August scent to me. This one I love for August. It's not one I reach for a whole bunch, but it's a decent performer. I would say average performer. It's not a standout performer, but it's at least an average performer in my open layout. I really enjoy this one. This one is just soothing. It's just kind of grounding almost. It's got some like deep earthy notes and just the like, it's clean and soothing and herbal. It's very, very nice. Again, if you don't have this in your stash right now, you're probably not going to get your hands on it again unless you find it on the black market, but that's a winner. I actually meant to club that before the end of the month just for a few rounds, and I forgot to do that. So the bars I have are what I've got. Next we did Friends. This was one, I've already talked about this in a video. I'm not going to rehash what I said. I stand by it. This was abysmal, and I don't even want to talk about it. So don't know why I just sniffed it. There we go. Not a fan. Not a fan. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10. 0 stars. Thumbs down. No. Honey Pear Cider. This was a great one. This is another one I like for very early fall when it's still a little bit warm out, maybe sunny out. This is just a, this is a sweet, like baked poached pear. There's nothing overly spiced here. It's just very gentle. It's very soft. It's very bright, kind of high pitched tone. It is soft, mellow poached pear, but bright. I love this. I wish we could get this in the catalog. I wish they would bring this back for something. It's beautiful. The trick with this bar is it does not perform very well when it's new. So I think what happens is people get this bar when they bring it out and it doesn't perform well. And then people write it off. This one, I don't know why, but this one needs to sit for like a year, which is not a great thing for most people because if you buy your wax, you want to be able to warm it right away, and that's reasonable. This one does need to sit though. So this one, it had sat for about a year, maybe longer. It was pretty juicy. So good. So good. Over 24 hours. Solid medium to medium plus intensity. Did great. I love this one. This one just makes me happy. I would get more if I could. Then I did a full bar of frosted cinnamon roll by itself. Fantastic. This one's just, you can't go wrong. If you don't know what to melt and you want something kind of cozy, frosted cinnamon roll. I think year round would be a great choice. Yeah, so September scent of the month. Definitely recommend trying that. Then I had done Blackberry Meringue. This is another bar that I just like for August. It's a nice sweet berry and just a little bit deeper than some of the bright summery tropical scents. This is just a nice like end of summer type bar. Oh, it's so good. This is one I got from my friend Sarah in New Zealand, and I think they had it over there or still have it, I'm not sure. But we had this over here at one point many years ago. It's good. It is a slightly creamy but very strong blackberry scent with quite a bit of sweetness to it. It is not as like pungent as some of the other blackberry scents that Scentsy has done. I'm thinking like blackberry vanilla or vanilla blackberry. That was more pungent than this. This is just kind of a smoother, softer version of that, but still very, very strong. This is a fantastic performer. This did like a full 2 days in my open layout, and it could have gone longer potentially. And like I would say 8 out of 10 strength. This one is a very strong, very good performer. So if you ever see Blackberry Meringue in your travels, I highly recommend it. Then I had done Kakui and Coconut. I hadn't warmed it yet this summer, and I was running out of time. So on one of our last warm days, I did Kakui and Coconut and in the open layout, did the full bar. This was a summer catalog bar. I think we might see this back next summer. I don't know. I hope so. It's a good one. This one kind of reminds me of like a like suntan oil. Yeah, it's kind of like, I think the notes are like jasmine, kakui nut, and coconut. But it smells kind of like a warm suntan oil, like warm coconut suntan oil. Like it's been sitting in the sun, the bottle is physically warm. That's what this smells like. Really, really pretty, very soft, a little bit feminine. I would say probably best suited to bedrooms, but this bar has been aged and it did okay in the open layout. I would say like medium strength, maybe a little less than 24 hours, but not too bad. And that's the thing, when I say something lasts a full day, that means 24 hours in my house. I don't turn my warmers off. So if you turn your warmers off and you only have them on a few hours a day, things are gonna last much longer for you than they do for me. So a full day for me is 24 hours, but 24 hours for someone else might be like 4 or 5 days, depending on how long you have your warmers on. So that one did a little under 24 hours. I would repurchase that one if it comes back. Then I did some pineapple mango. This is just a good one. This is just, yeah, another summer catalog bar. We will probably see this back next summer. It's pineapple and mango, and I think it had a little bit of it. Maybe there's like a hibiscus or some kind of passion flower. There's some very slight fresh floral note in here, but it's mostly pineapple mango. It's very beautiful, very juicy, very bright, very airy and floaty and saturated. It's a good one. I would recommend this if you like fruity scents or if you want a nice summer bar. Pineapple mango is a good one. Next we did one, this is my last bar of this and I no longer have any more. This is Boho. This was a Bring Back My bar a couple years ago. And this one is just like apples and cinnamon in the most like retro 90s way. Oh, it's just good. It smells like a house in like the 1990s. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like apple cinnamon potpourri, but like a little bit floral. There's like a little bit floral here. Like it's like 1990s potpourri. It is in like the best way, So this one is one that if you're just feeling something, again, kind of Augusty, it's a little bit spiced, but not super spicy. And it's just kind of like bordering on fall without going into fall. So this one is a good August bar. I love this. This is just an average performer. It's like a one-dayer, medium strength, but it is lovely. Very pleasant. I wish I had gotten a little bit more. I remember at the time I liked this, but it was just kind of boring, and it is kind of boring. But like, sometimes you want boring and you just want something basic and nostalgic, and that is what this is. So if I saw more Boho, I would get it. That's a good one. That's a really, really good one. Then I did, this is actually one I just did a couple days ago. This is Sweet Plum Pastry. This is a bar I got in a little exchange trade with my friend Liz Quinn over at Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. So Sweet Plum Pastry is one of the ones I ended up with from her, and this one is amazing. Oh, this one is almost like a little bit nutty, but it's got some deep like caramelized brown sugar to it. It's got some sweet plum, and it's bakery. So it's like bakery, sweet plum, caramelized sugar, and it just kind of comes together in this very late summer, early fall kind of way. I think you could do this very nicely any time of year, but this was great. This is not like full-on pumpkins and apples. This is just like easing into fall, and I loved it. Performance was really good in my house. It went a full 24 hours, maybe a little bit longer even, and was like at least a maybe 6 or 7 out of 10. It did very, very well. I was very happy with the performance. I hope we see this back. I'm really hoping that Rum Pum Plum, which is one of the bars from the holiday collection that's coming out, I hope Rum Pum Plum is kind of like this. They sound similar based on the notes. So I did order the holiday collection early access. That should be coming with my fall order. So when that comes in a couple weeks, I will let you guys know if it's similar to Sweet Plum Pastry. So there's that one. I would recommend it. And thank you, Liz. Then I had done, oh my gosh, this was my favorite thing, I think, of the last couple weeks. This is an open layout mix I did. I have the current Harvest Collection, White Pumpkin and Driftwood. This is available right now. And then I did one that is not available right now, Apple and Oats. Now, I think you could substitute this if you don't have it. White Pumpkin and Driftwood is available now. This one is kind of a clean, slightly masculine, woodsy pumpkin with just a tiny, like in the background hint of bakery, but this is mostly a kind of clean, slightly cologne-y, woodsy scent with pumpkin and just a wee hint of something sweet. And I wanted to, like, I did warm this on its own and I really enjoyed it. I wanted to kind of taper down the cologne though. I'm not a big fan of masculine scents, and this one does remind me a little bit of White Amber and Teak, which I'm not a huge fan of. It's just too masculine, too cologne-y for me. So I do love most of this bar though. So I decided to mix some apple and oats with this. So I did these in alternating warm. No, I did these in the same warmer. These were same warmer dish, 1-to-1, so equal parts in the same dish. This apple and oats is a brown sugar, cinnamon, oats, and apple scent. It is just straight up apple, cinnamon, oats, and brown sugar. It's very, very bakery, very, very foodie, very decadent and strong. This one is a great mixer. And this one, these together was out of this world good. If you have apple and oats laying around, throw some in there with white pumpkin and driftwood. Oh my goodness. That was the ultimate fall evening, first kind of cold night of the year. It was great. I loved it. So that one, again, was maybe like, I'm trying to sniff the air right now. It needs to be changed right now. I can't really smell it. So this one, I would say a little less than 24 hours. Maybe like 18. I could smell it when I got up this morning. So 18 hours. And like a good maybe 6, I would say it filled the house. I would say like 7 out of 10 at least, because you could smell it everywhere in the house. It really permeated the entire house, even in the rooms it wasn't in. So this was amazing. Now I think if you don't have apple and oats, what you could do is substitute apple and oats for any other like rich bakery. I would say you could do frosted cinnamon bun would be a really good substitute for apple and oats. You could do even pumpkin cinnamon swirl, maybe pumpkin roll. If you have Saint Nickerdoodle, that would probably work well. Any heavier bakery, preferably with apple, but any heavier bakery. I think heavy bakery is the key. It was a fantastic mix. You still had the barnwood, you still had the kind of like woodsy notes here. You still had the kind of like slight cologne edge, but very slight, and it did taper it down quite a bit. It was much more homey and cozy and just still had the elegant sophistication that white pumpkin and driftwood has on its own. That was top tier. Loved that. We'll do it again with what I've got here, and I will be getting more of white pumpkin and driftwood for sure. Next I did I think my last bar of Orchard Apple and Spice. Again, a nice early fall bar, late summer. This one was catalog last fall winter. It had been a limited edition the year before that, and it's not back this year. So this is not currently available. This one is like apple, cherry, a little bit of spice, and kind of some outdoorsy notes. It's mostly just like apple and cherry. It's very, very pretty. Very, very sweet. This one is very pretty. It's very sweet. It's just kind of soft. The spice here is minimal. It's really, really nice. So I love that, especially for kind of like mid-August. That was lovely. I would get more if I could. Then I had done a couple other things here. Liz had also been really, really kind and sent me a Yankee Candle pumpkin banana scone. So I did this in my open layout, just kind of spread out among my warmers. This was amazing. This was so good. I can't get this in Canada. We don't have Yankee Candle here in Canada anymore, and they won't ship to us. I tried very hard. But if you're in the US, pumpkin banana scone, I highly recommend. This one reminded me a little bit of Scentsy's banana nut bread, which is in my club, and I love. The thing with pumpkin or banana nut bread from Scentsy is that it goes through a phase for about 2 hours when you first put it in, where it's very artificial banana candy, and then it eases into this beautiful spice cake scent. This one went straight to delicious spice cake with just a hint of proper banana, not candy banana, proper banana, with the pumpkin scone, and like it was so good. It was like you took pumpkin or banana nut bread from Scentsy and just made it a little better. And I think it performed a bit better too. This was like at least a solid medium in my house. Went for a full day, whereas banana nut bread tends to drop off around like the 12-hour mark. This was fantastic. So I will live with my banana nut bread since that's what I have access to right now. But this was amazing. I tried to order like 10 more. But that is a good one. So if you have this near you, or if you live in the US, you can order this on the Yankee Candle website. That is pumpkin banana scone. Highly recommend. Next we have one I just kind of wanted to get done because it's been sitting on my desk in my office for like months. And this is Harper James High Tide. I got this on clearance last winter when I ordered. This is ozone, sea salt, cedar, and citrus. It's a very pretty, fresh, clean, aquatic scent. The thing is, I don't reach for those types of scents very often, but I got it because it was on clearance. And it was good. Yeah, it's a clean, oceany, sea salty, fresh scent. There is some citrus to that as well. It doesn't have any fruity notes. It doesn't have any like woodsy notes. This is just kind of like ocean and citrus. And it was good. Very clean, very like warm weather appropriate. This would be nice in a bathroom, laundry room, wherever. I did it in the open layout and it did really well. It went for maybe, I would say less than 24 hours. I would say maybe less than 18 hours. Somewhere between 12 and 18 hours, I think, is where it kind of dropped off. But it did all right. It was a good medium strength when it was going. I don't think I would repurchase this scent, but I would repurchase Harper James. I like her wax a lot. The last things I did in the open layout were a couple Teddy Bees items. First, we have Patisserie in NYC. This is warm donuts, fresh baked bread, cream-filled cronuts, and vanilla oat milk. This is bakery goodness and not spiced in any way. Yeah, this is sweet bakery goodness with zero trace of spice. So really, really nice, very doughy, very sweet. Was a nice light bakery scent. And again, it was warm out still. I didn't really want heavy bakery that day. So a nice kind of just general bakery was what we wanted. So that was a good one. This one I would say was maybe a 4 or 5 out of 10 in strength in my open layout, a little bit lighter. And it went, I would say about 18 hours. Not 24, but about 18. And I would say like a light medium strength in my open layout. This is probably better suited to like bedrooms and stuff. And that one, I don't know that I would have purchased Patisserie in NYC. I enjoy it, but I like so many of Teddy Bee's other scents more that I don't know that I would repurchase that one. Creamy Cashmere and Fireside Marshmallows. This one I would purchase in a loaf. I would get like 2 loaves of this probably. This is excellent. This is cashmere cream, caramelized sugar, fire roasted marshmallows, hints of whipped vanilla, and sandalwood. So this one has a very nice cashmere cozy, sweet, toasty, roasty vibe going on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you get marshmallow, you get cozy cashmere, and you get like some smokiness. This is fantastic. It's sweet, smoky, and cozy, and cuddly, and just a wee bit perfumey, and I love, love, love this one. This one I did my open layout, and this one again, a little on the lighter side. I think it needs to cure, but loved, and I would get a lot more. I think this again would do well in bedrooms, but it did okay in my open layout too. It was a solid medium. It just didn't go for very long. I would say like 12 hours, but at a solid medium intensity. So that was okay. Then we have my laundry room. I've only done 2 things in there and they lasted a long time both times. So we have Chase Rainbow's Blue. I did 1 cube in the laundry room. This went for at least a week. This went really, really well. I don't need to change the wax in there often because I don't go in there much. And also this one, the types of scents that I use in there tend to last a long time. So typically the strong floral laundry scents from Scentsy tend to last a long time. So this one lasted a few days in the laundry room, which is a very small room in my home. That one did well. This is just straight up laundry, clean, fresh air. I would say fresh air and laundry. That's a good one. I don't think I would repurchase it because I don't tend to like these types of scents all that much, but I did enjoy it in the laundry room. And then we have Jammy Time. This one, oh my gosh, 1 cube. It lasted like 10, 12 days. It was insane. This one, yeah. This one is like, I can't remember the notes. I think it's like jasmine, cotton. There's other stuff here, but it maybe lavender. Yeah. But this one is strong. It's cuddly cozy. It is clean and fresh and laundry-ish. If you haven't tried Jammy Time, it's hard to explain, but I highly recommend trying it. Even if you don't typically like fresh scents, this is one I think you gotta try. This is just one of the Scentsy ones that I think is a must try, and it's a fantastic performer. So in laundry, it does very well. In the wax, it does very well. Super long lasting, super strong. I would say like 8 or 9 out of 10 in strength on the first few days. It wafted well out of the laundry room. And then after that, it kind of kept to the laundry room, but it was still very noticeable. And it went for like 10, 12 days, which is wild for 1 cube. So really happy with the performance there. And it's not a scent I want all the time. It's a little strong for me for like the open layout or for a bedroom. But I think if you like have a very large bedroom and did 1 cube of this, it'd be really nice. Or for, again, bathrooms and laundry rooms, really, really nice. And it's one of those ones where it's good because if you don't want to mess with your wax all the time, like in a laundry room, you don't want to be in there every day with cotton balls, like figuring it out. But if you want one that you can just put in and let it go for ages, this is a good one for that. So Jammy Time, this bar is going to last me a million years, but I would repurchase it if I ran out. Then bathrooms. I had done 2 cubes in one bathroom and I think 1 cube in another of Inner Peace. This was a Bring Back My Bar a while back. This one is like lemon, maybe eucalyptus, maybe tea tree oil. I'm not sure the notes on this are, but I smell tea tree for sure. And lemon. This is very strong. It's kind of astringent, I would say, is the smell I would say. Astringent is, I think, a good word. It's tea. I get tea tree from this, and either you like tea tree or you don't. And some people love that smell. It's not my favorite. It's okay. It's just not one that I would repurchase. But performance-wise, this does well. This went for about 2 days in my bathroom, which isn't too bad. Strength, I would say medium to medium plus. Longevity, I would say better than average. So there's that one. Pineapple Coconut Vanilla. This is a Bring Back My Bar from a while ago too. This is one I did in my daughter's bathroom. 1 cube. And this one went through phases. Sometimes scents do that. Sometimes you put a scent in and it's the same all the way through. This one went in distinct phases. So at first, this one smelled just like it does in the clamshell, which is to say a little floral. The pineapple in here is not as fruity as you'd think it would be. This is almost like a floral woodsy bar. It is earthy. There's nothing bright and coconutty tropical about this. This is earthy, floral, woodsy. That's how it was at first. And then I would say like 8 to 10 hours in, it turned and it went to a much softer, better blended version of itself. So whatever happened in the beginning kind of figured itself out in the warmer dish, and it was better after like 10 hours or so. Really enjoyed it at that point. I was like, what is that? Like, what is that smell? What have I got in? That is great. So when I do that, I'm always like, okay, that must be a good bar, because I'm like looking for what that smell is because it's good. It went through that and it stayed that way for about 24 hours or so, at least a day. After that, that went away and it was left with just kind of the base notes, which are the kind of deeper, like woodsy coconutty notes that you do smell on cold. So those kind of are what were left at the very end. This went for like, I want to say like 4 days though. This was a long lasting bar and pretty good for most of it. So that was a long lasting, but not overly, I would say like medium strength at peak, not medium strength most of the way through. It was like a light medium most of the way, but lasted for a very long time. So again, a nice set it and forget it type scent. Pineapple Coconut Vanilla. Whipped Vanilla Lavender. I did in our bathroom. I did 2 cubes. This was a 24-hour and done type bar, and I would say like light medium at best, like maybe a 4 to 10 strength. This is in the, or it was in the spring summer catalog. It has been replaced for the fall winter with French lavender, which I actually prefer. So we do have French lavender in the catalog now, which in my opinion is better than whipped vanilla lavender. But this does have it's not a classic lavender vanilla scent. Like when I think lavender vanilla, I think more vanilla than I get here. This has a lot of powderiness to it. It's just very powdery. It is lavender, but it's like powdery lavender, and I don't get much of that vanilla at all. So not one I would repurchase myself, but it's okay as far as lavender scents go. I prefer French lavender. Then I just had a craving for this scent. This is one that is out of season right now. It's not available. Probably won't be available again, honestly. This is Swirling Snowflakes. This was from the holiday bundle last Christmas, and I don't think we're going to see it back. Like, it's not coming back this year to my knowledge. It didn't make the catalog. We probably won't see this again, unless it's in like a flash sale. This is great though. This is like a very slightly floral, fresh air, cozy, cuddly type bar. This one is just like, reminds me a lot of the Lush Sex Bomb scent, which is like ylang ylang and jasmine. This reminds me of ylang ylang and jasmine, like from Lush, with like a cozy, cuddly element to it. I really, really like this bar. I did stock up on it. I got a few bars of it, and I really do enjoy it. I just had a craving for it. So this is one of those ones I just wanted. So I threw a cube of this in my bathroom. Maybe it was 2 cubes. I think it was 2 cubes. It did really well. It lasted a few days. Like I want to say like 3 days. Very, very pleasant. I loved walking in there. So that one is a winner. If you see it in your travels, if you ever see it in a flash sale, if you like those floral, cuddly types of scents, I would recommend it. Next we have Pear Blossom and Cucumber. This was a bathroom melt. I did 2 cubes in my daughter's bathroom. This one is just what I'm trying to finish up. Some people absolutely love this scent, and I get it. It does smell very like widely appealing, that a lot of people would like it. It's just too perfumey for me. It's all right. It is very much like a very commercially available perfume, and I can't remember which one people say it smells like, but people say it smells like a particular perfume. I did this in my daughter's bathroom. It was kind of like a 24-hour type scent. This one for me is about an average performer. It's unremarkable in that it's about an average length of time, average duration. Performance is about average, and the scent appeal for me just isn't quite there. But I do understand why a lot of people do like it. It's just kind of a sweet, perfumey, fresh floral. It kind of hits all the boxes, which I think makes it appealing to a lot of different people. So there's Pear, Blossom, and Cucumber. Next we have one that I just saw languishing in my wax drawer. This was in my Green Fresh drawer, which I don't reach into very often because I'm not a Green Fresh person. Vitamin I Inhale. This was from a couple winters ago. This is, I don't remember the notes, but it smells like Irish Spring soap, which is not a bad smell. It smells like Irish Spring soap. It's fresh and green and shower fresh. It's just not one I want my house to smell like very often. So this one I did, was it 2 cubes? I think I did, yeah, I did 2 cubes in the bathroom, in our bathroom, and it was strong. I don't know if this got stronger from sitting for so long, but this one like filled the entire bedroom and the ensuite with Irish Spring soap. So this was good. I kept the bathroom door shut just so I could smell my other wax I had in the bedroom too. But it went about 2 days and then it was kind of done, but very, very strong and pretty decent duration as well. So if you like those green type scents, watch for Vitamin I Inhale. This would not be a repurchase for me, but it's a good performer. Then we have my daughter's room. She had picked out Pumpkin Marshmallow for her room. And this is one I got in a flash sale bundle a while back. This one is like sweet caramel or maybe butterscotch. Like it's very, very sweet. I would say butterscotch and like pumpkin, but like, yeah, more like raw pumpkin. It's not my favorite, to be honest. It's not horrific, but it's not my favorite. But she really likes this one. And I think if you like gimme candy and you wanted a pumpkin element to it, this one might fit the bill for you. I prefer gimme candy without the pumpkin, but this is, I could see why people liked it. She really liked this. It was about an average performer in her room as well. I would say like, yeah, it was like 24 hours, not super long lasting, but 24 hours. And I would say like maybe 4 or 5 out of 10 in strength. Not too bad. Again, not of a purchase, but not too bad. Then we did Pink Cotton in her room. This one's always a winner. This is just, it smells like what her room is supposed to smell like. It just smells like her room. This one is like pink sugar and berries and like laundry. Yeah, it's clean and fresh. It has pink berries and sugar. It's sweet, it's girly, it's clean, it's beautiful. This is still available in the laundry. It is not available in the wax. The laundry is very good. Yeah, I wish I had more of this in wax. I've only got a couple bars left, but this is lovely and it lasts very long. This was like a 3 or 4 day type bar for her room. And I would say like a good solid, like maybe a 6 out of 10 in strength, a good solid medium. Yeah, we really like this one. I would stock up on more if I could. I hope I see it in a flash sale one day. That's my hope. Or they bring it back. Next we did the Disney Dream Big Princess Bar. This one was like in and out, like in the blink of an eye. And I think, yeah, it and Friends, this one and Friends were available for like a couple weeks, like maybe 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And then they put them back in the vault. They may be back at some point in the future, I'm not sure. But this one was decent. The Friends one, good riddance. This one was kind of a sad casualty that kind of got taken along with it. So I don't know. This one had like bubblegum, orange or mandarin, coconut cream, vanilla, and I can't remember if there's anything else. This one does have a perfumey or musky quality that is not in the notes, but it is there. This one reminded me a little bit like of a sister to True Love Awaits on cold, and it was sort of similar on warm to like a sister of it. I would say the first day was like a medium strength. It smelled just like it does in the bar. Was fine. You got the bubblegum, you got the sweetness, you got the fruit, you got the perfuminess, you got all of it, and it was very, very nice. That was like the first day. The second day, it was much lighter, of course, but the bubblegum, gone. Mandarin, gone. And you're left with a floral perfumey scent. And the perfumey scent, I pinned it down. I couldn't figure out what it was. But True Love Awaits also has a perfumey scent. I prefer that perfumey scent. That one is more approachable, more sweet, more girly, more little girly for like my daughter's room. This perfumey note was a little bit more grown up. I would say it reminded me a lot of Iridescent, the perfuminess on day 2. Like there was a perfumey note to Iridescent as well that gave me like raging full-blown migraines. This one didn't do that, but it was the same perfumey note, just toned way down. Whatever that note is a very specific type of floral note. I'm not sure what it is, but that was in here. So I think if you liked Iridescent, you would probably really enjoy this, especially once the bubblegum wears off. I like the bubblegum phase, honestly, especially for a kid's room. But if you miss Iridescent and you see the Dream Big Princess bar again, give it a try. And again, it's not going to be the same as Iridescent on day 1. It's very bubblegummy little kid on day 1. But day 2, you do get some of those perfumey Iridescent type notes. So there was that one. My daughter loved this, like absolutely loved it. She loves this. She loves Iridescent too though. And I can't do that one. So I think if you liked Iridescent, you're going to like this. And I think if you have a little girl who likes Disney princesses, you can't go wrong. Yeah, I would probably repurchase some of this for her. I have this and then I have another full bar. And again, for her room, we only do 2 cubes at a time, so it's going to last me quite a while. So there's that one. I would probably repurchase more. I'm not going to club it because I won't go through enough of it to club it, but that's a good one. The next one she picked for her room was Candy Crave. She loves this one in her room. This one is in our club. This is like, I think, raspberry sorbet or raspberry cotton candy. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. This is a sweet kind of body care cotton candy scent. It is lovely. It's got just enough body care to make it last a long time, but it's very, very, very sweet and little kid friendly. Really love this one. And this is another one where if you get a fresh bar, it's not going to perform worth a darn. But if you let it sit for 6 months to a year, it does very well, like very well. And so we have this in our club. I just put the bars away and pull out the old ones when I warm it, and they last really long. I would say like 4 days easy. I've had this go for longer, but this time I think it was like 4 days. Yeah, and not super strong. Like I would say like a light medium, even a light sometimes, depending on how old the bar is. This was like a light medium for like days and days and days. Very, very good. Never going to be a powerhouse, but it is a good set it and forget it bar, and we enjoy that one. Next we have Love You Very Much. Did 2 cubes of this in her room, and this is just a nice like, it's like fruity, it's kind of candy fruity, like fruity gummies, like berry gummies with like maybe peach. I can never remember if it's this one or if it's Aussie Plum that has peach in it, but I feel like I smell peach in this one. Love You Very Much. That's a good one. This was a Bring Back My Bar a while ago. It's pleasant. It's not one I reach for a whole ton, and it's like a very, very average performer. This is like the definition of average performer. About a day, day and a half, and about like a medium intensity. So there's that one. It's a good one. I would probably repurchase it. Then in my office, I just did a few things. We have Tahitian Twilight. This was, I think, the July or August, maybe August scent of the month. This one was a very perfumey, floral, fresh type scent. It was not for me. This one was very, very sweet, but also very, very floral and perfumey, and kind of had some aquatic notes going on as well. This one is just kind of one of those ones that I can see being widely appealing. Again, kind of like Pear Blossom and Cucumber, where it's got a few of the boxes that are ticked for a lot of different people. So I can see it being along the lines of Pear Blossom and Cucumber. I think a lot of people like this one because it hits a lot of boxes. This one does the same thing, and I would say decent performer, like solid medium, maybe 6 out of 10 in strength. Goes for a day or two. Just not for me. Not for me. Again, kind of headachy. Yeah. Not for me. But there's that one. This one I believe is still available. I think if you like those perfumey types of scents, you're really going to enjoy this. I think you should try it. If you don't like perfumey scents, I would stay away. Then I did some Peach Nectar. This is one that was discontinued, not even this summer, but like I think it was gone last summer. Oh, this one, and then I figured out, this reminds me of something very particular that we've recently had. Peach Nectar, especially this aged bar, smells dead ringer identical to Love and Kisses Mini from the recent Bring Back My Bar. They are, I put them side by side, I can hardly tell the difference. They are so similar. And people complain about performance with this one too. So I think it's just that scent. I think this is probably, if not the exact same, very, very, very similar to Love and Kisses Mini. And again, this one was a short duration. This one also needed to age. This one is not very strong when it's new, but this one had aged to like maybe a 4 to 10 in strength, which isn't very strong for aging for like a year or more. But yeah, and it was like a 24-hour type bar. So performance, again, I had performance issues with Love and Kisses Mini as well. And I also have performance issues with Peach Nectar, and I think they smell almost identical. So I don't know, Scentsy. There's that one. This is not available anymore, and neither is Love and Kisses Mini, so it's kind of moot, but there's that one. It's very pleasant scent. Very pleasant scent. But performance struggled. Then I did a sample from my friend Becky. This is Cookie Monster BFF. I was in there a lot that day, and I just wanted some new wax in there. So this one is blueberry, Fruit Loops, sugar cookies, and marshmallows, and this was so good. So thank you, Becky. That was great. This one, yeah, this was like a very, very good cookie blend, and the blueberry was just nice and like juicy and kind of end of summery. And then it did the blueberry did wear off eventually, and it was just this lovely cookie scent. I love the cookie note there, so that was good. I would probably get more of that if I was placing an order. Next we have Vintage Chic Scents. This is I Smell Children Candy Corn Cupcakes is what it smells like. And this is what I had in actually when I was staying up late to put my big Scentsy order in. This one is very, very sweet. Very, very sweet. Like tooth aching frosting cupcakes. I would say vanilla cupcakes. Really, really good. Pretty, I would say 3 or 4 to 10 in strength. Not very strong. And definitely like a one-dayer, but very, very pleasant. And Vintage Chic Scents is actually closing, I believe, at the end of this year or very early next year. So we're kind of coming into the home stretch for Vintage Chic Scents if you want to get her wax. So there's that. And then the last room in the house is our bedroom. And this is where I've been warming mostly teddy bees, actually. But I have a couple Scentsy things here too. The first Scentsy thing I did was Hocus Pocus. I finished up a bar. Yeah, this was pleasant. It's kind of a spiced plum type scent, spiced plum and cherry. It's pleasant. It did not come back this year, at least so far. We have no indication that it is, but they also said they have some surprises up their sleeve for us. So I'm not sure what those are yet. You never know. But yeah, this one to me, it smells really good. It's just not a very awesome performer in my home. Some people I know get good performance from this. I'm not one of them. I probably wouldn't repurchase the scent for that reason. But it is kind of a nice, like, bedroomy, spiced plum, a little bit body care as well. Really nice. Salted lavender, or salty, yeah, salted lavender. This is one I got from my friend Sarah in New Zealand, and this is lovely. Oh my gosh. Yes, this was just unlike anything we have in Region 1. This is lavender, but with like a lot of sea salt. Like a lot of sea salt. Like you took a jar of sea salt and put some lavender sprigs in it, and it's mostly sea salt and fresh with some lavender. It's so good and so unique. I really enjoyed this, and this was a great performer too. This went for like 3 days at like a medium, even more than medium intensity at the beginning, and it went down to like a medium for the rest of it. This was really good. I don't know if I'd get more because this is going to last me a very long time, because it goes for days and I have 6 cubes left. So if I ran out, I would probably want more, but this is good. And then the rest is teddy bees from my bedroom. So I recently did signature sugar cookies in there and immediately kicked myself for only getting a souffle. This is the best sugar cookie scent I've ever had from anywhere. This is phenomenal. So this is not just a sugar cookie scent oil. This is one that she has hand blended herself and she has designed herself. This one is sweet sugar, buttery shortbread, buttercream frosting, vanilla, and sugar cookie dough. And you smell all of it. It's so good. Sometimes sugar cookie scents can come across a bit Play-Doh-y or plasticky. Not this one. This is buttery, it's sweet, it's got frosting, it's delicious. It is rich and decadent. Oh my gosh. I need a lot more of this. And I don't believe it's being offered probably next round. So it might be a while before we get our hands on this again, but I'm gonna need more at some point. Then I did pumpkin spice and cake batter. This is warm pumpkin spice, brown sugar, rich cake batter, and vanilla buttercream. This one on cold is one of my absolute favorites. It is, again, warm, kind of like yellow cake, I would say. Is that what it says? Yellow cake? rich cake batter. I get yellow cake batter, or cake. Brown sugar is fairly light here. The warm pumpkin spice, again, it's not overly spicy. And the frosting is very prominent. It's very, very good. What I found on warm though is this one kind of changed and it turned almost dusty. On warm, this kind of had like a dusty tone, and I'm not sure what that was. If it was like the pumpkin spice maybe, or just, I'm not sure what it was. But it had almost like a dusty tone on warm. It was still really good. It's just not as good as it was on cold. So again, I love this one. I actually bought a loaf of this one as well. But I don't know that I needed a loaf on after warming. So yes, good, but probably not a repurchase. Next, I did vanilla and stone fruit. And this is, again, I just got like a little bag of it. This is sensual vanilla, tonka bean, red plums, caramelized sugar, and peach flesh. And this one sounds like it would be bakery. It's not foody at all. It's perfumey. Yes, it's beautiful. It is like a perfumey, peachy, like end of summer type scent. I don't know. It's pretty. I like it. This is one that I have to be in the right mood for though. I couldn't just warm this any old day and be okay with it. There are many days this would give me a headache. There are many days I wouldn't like this. But on the right day, I really, really like this. This one lasted a really long time. This was like a 3-day one. And I would say like medium strength at the start, and then it quickly tapered to like a maybe 3 or 4 to 10 strength. But this one I wouldn't want strong. This is one that if it was strong, I think would be a problem headache wise for me. But I really did enjoy it the days I warmed it. But again, it's got to be the right time, I think. And it was that time. But like today I couldn't do this scent. This would give me a headache today. But on the right day, vanilla and stone fruit is a good one. I probably won't repurchase it because it is kind of finicky for me and it'll take me a long time to go through this bag. But good one. Then I did a cube of London Fog, one of my absolute favorites from Teddy B's. This is Earl Grey tea, lavender milk with a hint of boardwalk marshmallow. This is phenomenal. And this is a great performer. Yeah, oh, this one's good. So my husband had been out of town for a few days and my daughter and I decided to have a sleepover in our bedroom and do like a girls' night in the big bed and watch a movie and all that stuff. So we had, I let her pick the wax for that and she picked London Fog. She's like, this one's amazing. And it is. So good choice on my daughter's part, London Fog. And this is from my friend Becky. So thank you, Becky. I have purchased more of this. I purchased like a whole loaf of it. So I have lots of London Fog now and I'm so, so glad. So that's a great one. Pumpkin cookie jar. This one is oatmeal, brown sugar, vanilla, pumpkin, sugar cookies, and a hint of maple. And there it is. This one's so good. It's amazing on cold, and this one got even better on warm. It is like the most rich, decadent, frostinged pumpkin cookie ever. It's so good. There's no frosting on here, but I smell frosting. It's lovely. Super sweet, super comforting, super cozy. Really, really good. So there's that one. With Teddy B's overall, I find her wax lasts on average the same duration as Scentsy. Like I would say 24 hours on average, which is about the same for Scentsy on average. Scent strength depends. So some scents are stronger than others, of course, and I do think her wax benefits from curing. But overall, I would say like medium strength. But there's that one. I would say London Fog is a stronger performer. This one I find goes for days and is stronger from the get-go than most of the scents I have, but this one has also been sitting longer, so I don't know if that's a scent thing or if that's a curing thing. And chai tea and cookies. This one is signature sugar cookies, which is the one I originally showed. Vanilla shortbread and warm notes of chai tea. And this one is also amazing because it has that base of signature sugar cookies. Yeah, but you get the kind of like warm chai spice tea there. It is so good. This one I think I did in the bedroom actually twice. This one's just amazing. Yeah, love that one. Nice and cozy, comforting, soothing. Yeah. So those are kind of like bakery scents that I've been warming in the bedroom, only because I wanted to see how they do in the bedroom before I put them in my open layout. That's all. So that is what I've been warming. That is all of it. So I've been warming all kinds of stuff. Gotten through a lot of wax. I think I went through like over 50 bars in August. So a lot of like clearing out my stash. Yeah, I would love to hear what you've been warming. Here it's the long weekend. We are getting ready for back to school. I would love to know when school goes back where you live, because I know a lot of people, especially in like the southern US, they've been back at school for like a month already. Whereas here, we're not even back at school yet. We're just kind of getting back to school on Tuesday, after Labor Day. So I would love to know, actually it's Wednesday, but yeah. I'd love to know when school starts, where you live. When do you guys go back? We get out for the summer at the very end of June, and then we go back after Labor Day. And it seems like it's that way in most areas in Canada, although I think some parts of Canada do go back like a week or so earlier. I don't know. But everywhere I've ever lived, it's after Labor Day. And I'd love to know where it is, where you live. When do the kids go back to school? And like, why do we think it's different? Like, I don't... And I would be curious to know why it's different. Like, I know the southern US goes back in like August, and I'm not sure if it's because it's so hot there and the kids need the air-conditioned schools, or what like the reason for it is. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know why the summer is when it is. I don't know. But yeah, just interesting to see the kind of differences in location and geography on when school goes back, and like any theories and guesses as to why that is. But that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.